From the Great Northwoods to the Rock Mount Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, Governor Janet Mills spoke with reporters about the conflict in Iran. We'll have more on that coming up. Plus, the man arrested in connection with the vandalism at Burnt Cove Market in Stonington was in court yesterday. And Secretary of State Shenna Bellows unveiled her new plans for housing and utility costs here in Maine. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Janessa Bishop. Craig Colson is off for the day. We'll have those stories and much more coming up. And as always, we thank you for joining us. It will be a partly cloudy day today and maybe even a bit of a snow chance later on tonight. Let's start off this morning by getting a first check of our forecasts. Devin Biggs joins us now.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. On this Tuesday, we have some advisories posted to the south and west. Winter weather advisories up until Wednesday morning at around 4 a.m. for measurable snowfall of around 3 to 5 inches possible in these areas. Meanwhile, small craft advisory up until 1 a.m. Wednesday in these areas. Meanwhile, here's what we got right now. Not a whole lot going on. We will be watching for increasing clouds coming up later on today as our next system begins to move in. As we do zoom things out, that's the system right there that we are keeping an eye on. It will be an all snow event for us as we watch for some accumulating snow that will be moving in for us. So Futurecast moving forward, here's what we are looking at: increasing clouds. There's that opportunity for snow that will move in later on tonight, but it gets out of here quickly. We're looking very nice for tomorrow, though, with a lot of sunshine and some clouds mixed in. Some gusty winds today reaching up to around 25 miles per hour at times, and some of that wind will continue for a while later on tonight before it begins to back off, and some wind again as we head towards tomorrow, primarily farther off towards the north. Hourly forecast moving forward, clouds moving in with temperatures overall in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Janessa?
Thank you, Devin. We'll see you a little later on. Well, first this morning, more questions of what's to come next in the Middle East. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore.
Overnight, President Trump vowing to retaliate after the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia was hit by Iranian drones. A fire was also reported at the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait. It was in that country where the Pentagon says 6 American service members were killed during an Iranian attack on a tactical operations center. U.S. officials vowing to ramp up attacks. Chaotic scenes playing out across the Middle East. At least 11 countries are now involved in this expanding conflict. The State Department is now urging all Americans to leave the Middle East, quote, due to serious safety risks. But each of the region's airspace is on lockdown. Flight trackers show just how many flights are avoiding the area.
You're fine?
Video circulating online shows a U.S. pilot shot down over Kuwait being approached by locals.
Thank you for helping us.
3 U.S. fighter jets were shot down by friendly fire. All crew members survived after ejecting. The U.S. has now carried out nearly 2,000 strikes in Iran across at least 50 locations. Fighter jets destroyed. Multiple Iranian Navy ships sunk. Iran's Revolutionary Guard headquarters leveled. Overnight, Central Command releasing new video showing U.S. strikes on Iranian ballistic missile launchers. But analysts say Iran still has thousands of missiles in its arsenal. The president not ruling out ground troops in Iran, adding the U.S. is prepared for a prolonged conflict.
Whatever the time is, it's okay, whatever it takes. Right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
Another big concern right now is the price of oil. We have seen refineries attacked across the region, and now Iran is vowing to attack any ship that passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Keep in mind, 20% of the world's oil supply passes through that channel. A prolonged disruption could have a major impact on prices. Marcus Moore, ABC News, Doha.
Governor Janet Mills spoke with reporters during an event in Orono yesterday in which she described the Trump administration's military operation in Iran as unconstitutional. With a war powers resolution expected to go before Congress this week, Governor Mills is hoping to see Congress affirm its authority over the executive branch.
I came of age during Vietnam. My colleagues, my classmates, my friends, didn't have a choice. They were drafted and called up to go to a war that many of them didn't believe in. I don't want to see another forever war without full consultation, authorization from the people's representatives, the people of Congress, the members of Congress. This is a dangerous and reckless unilateral action, and I fear for the results.
Well, Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Graham Plattner held what his campaign called an emergency anti-war protest in Brewer on Sunday night to speak out against the joint attack on Iran. He was joined by dozens of community members who collectively rejected the prospect of war. Plattner, who served in the United States Marine Corps and Army National Guard, described the conflict as an abuse of power by the Trump administration. He echoed Governor Mills' push for Maine's congressional delegation to support the War Powers resolution.
We cannot continue to act in this fashion. We cannot continue to get young Americans killed just to serve the interests of someone in power. That is not the way that we should be acting as a nation, and we need to be figuring out how do we claw that power back from the executive branch and put it back into the hands of those who deserve it constitutionally, which is Congress.
Well, gas prices are also up, and they could keep climbing thanks to the situation in Iran. According to Gas Buddy, the price per gallon of gas rose nearly 2 cents last week to an average price of $2.90 a gallon. That's 3.5 cents a gallon higher than a month ago, but 14.5 cents a gallon lower than a year ago. Gas Buddy's head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan, says, quote, looking ahead, markets will now begin reacting to this weekend's U.S.-Iran attacks, which have elevated geopolitical risk premiums, even in the absence of immediate supply disruption. Oil prices have firmed as traders assess the potential for further escalation. In other news this morning, jury selection was supposed to start yesterday in the manslaughter trial of Jason Hewitt in Knox County. Instead, Hewitt has now pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of 45-year-old Kyle McDougal in Cushing in 2024. According to unsealed court documents, the fatal shooting was allegedly a response to the victim stealing money and tampering with the truck belonging to the person who pulled the trigger. 3 people were there at the time of the shooting, and according to those documents, they all are now facing charges. Police initially learned about the killing when a tip led them to a home on River Road in Cushing. They found 42-year-old Mark Gagney allegedly burning the remains of McDougal's body and other evidence in a barrel. Hewitt will be sentenced on March 10th. A Bangor man has been arrested following an incident at a local hotel. Bangor Police Sergeant Jeremy Brock says 32-year-old Daniel Chapman was arrested after police responded to a disturbance at a hotel on Godfrey Boulevard a little before 4 a.m. According to Brock, people working there called and reported someone threatening bodily harm. Brock says multiple officers responded and found the disturbance had moved to inside of a room. Brock says the officers could hear continued threats of physical harm as well as threats to use a gun. He says they made entry into the room when they heard what they believe to be an assault taking place. Chapman is being charged with criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon, assault, and violation of conditions of release. The man arrested in connection with vandalism at the Burnt Cove Market in Stonington over the weekend was in court yesterday afternoon. 41-year-old Mark Valios is charged with criminal mischief and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. The Hancock County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to the Burnt Cove Market in the early morning hours of March 1st, after it was reported to have been vandalized and thousands of dollars of damage had already been done. They say during the incident, Valios allegedly damaged the storefront and multiple vehicles that were parked at the store before brandishing a firearm and fleeing the scene. In court, bail was set for Valios at $1,500 cash. He is now scheduled to be back in court in April. Maine Secretary of State Shanna Bellows unveiled what she calls a new deal for Maine. Speaking on Monday from the Maine People's Alliance in Portland, Bellows laid out the 4 factors that she wants to focus on. The first is utility costs, which include capping the rate of returns for companies at 6%, and the second is housing. She wants to get more people into homes and boost support for first-time home buyers. The time now is 8:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Maine small business owners are speaking out against a Senate bill aimed at limiting access to people's online data. We'll have more on that ahead. But first, let's take another look at the forecast. For today, we have increasing clouds with wind, temperatures right around 37. Overnight tonight, snow is likely with highs around 23. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, highs around 47. We'll be right back.
Blazing Trails, located in Lincoln, is your #1 trusted caregiver storefront. From personalized consultations to the highest quality product, Blazing Trails provides outstanding patient services to Eastern and Central Maine. Discover how we're blazing the trails to quality holistic medicine.
$1 million every year for the rest of my life, and maybe yours too.
A sharp pain in his chest. He knew it was his heart, but 2 hours from the big city hospital could tragically mean the end. But it wasn't. Thanks to Senator Susan Collins' tireless fight for Maine's rural hospitals. Because of Senator Collins' work, his local hospital had recently received up-to-date diagnostic equipment and upgraded facilities, all paid for with new federal funding. Lives are being saved. Call and thank our Senator Susan Collins for delivering this lifeline for Maine.
Blazing Trails, located in Lincoln, is your #1 trusted caregiver storefront. From personalized consultations to the highest quality product, Blazing Trails provides outstanding patient services to Eastern and Central Maine. Discover how we're blazing the trails to quality holistic medicine.
When you put that jersey on, something comes over you.
Welcome to the World Baseball Classic. Bryce Harper, Polsky, Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge. Absolute madness!
The World Baseball Classic. Team USA takes on Brazil, only on Fox.
Multiple development projects are in the works in Waterville and will add hundreds of affordable housing units. According to a report from centralmaine.com, projects underway will yield 350 new units, but many more are still needed. First, the King Street project is a $16 million plan developed by the Kennebec Valley Community Action Program. The article says that the project is 40% complete. According to that report, the Lockwood Mill project will convert the former Lockwood Mill on Water Street into apartments. That project will yield 65 units in total, and some are already move-in ready. Other projects include SDG Estates, Head of Falls Village, Manor Gardens, and the Washington Street Complex, which will contribute a combined 156 units there. Rising prices on mobile home land are impacting residents across the country. State representatives say Maine mobile home owners are no exception. Last year, we brought you a story describing how a New York-based investment firm took over several mobile home parks in Waterville, and the residents reported their lot rents had nearly doubled. However, elected officials have now stepped in, passing legislation which leaders say communities like Waterville are now using to help protect their citizens from what they call predatory behavior.
A model ordinance that allows the city to put a rent cap on the lots in the parks. And that is something any town or city council, select board can opt to do.
Waterville is not alone. Communities like Jay are looking at both Waterville's ordinance and state law to pass one that best fits their community as well. The Portland Sea Dogs mascot and those who gathered at the State House in Augusta yesterday were standing alongside Maine business owners in opposition to a bill that they say could limit how they reach customers online. Our Alex Schley tells us business owners argue the bill, as currently written, would put Maine companies at a disadvantage compared to businesses in other states.
Maine small business owners are speaking out against a state Senate bill aimed at limiting access to people's online data.
Sea-Dogs are very concerned about the data privacy bill as it is written. Targeted digital marketing and social media have become a vital part of our efforts to ensure that we continue to reach the key audience members.
The bill, titled An Act to Enact the Maine Online Data Privacy Act, includes data minimization requirements that would restrict how small businesses use targeted digital marketing in Maine. Owners say the current language would drastically affect their bottom line.
Losing out on the ability to target our ideal customers will put our future plans of growth and job creation into question, while also costing us much more money to reach the same audience we are effectively reaching already.
Speakers emphasize they support data privacy protections, but say the details of this bill matter.
I think we can all agree that data privacy is not only the right thing that we should be doing, it's really a dereliction that we have not had a data privacy law. Ultimately, we should be using the model that allows a consent-based data privacy, that you agree that information can be sold to a third party. That's the model that is working in these other states and in the states in the New England.
Opponents argue the proposal as written could put Maine businesses at a competitive disadvantage and even drive some out of state. The state Senate is expected to vote on the bill later this week. In Augusta, Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time now is 8:15. After the break, we'll learn what's in store for midterm elections across the nation as a fight for control of Congress is heating up. Plus, Governor Janet Mills was in Orono yesterday celebrating affordable housing units in the town. Those stories and more straight ahead on Good Morning Maine.
Whether you can pinpoint the problem or can't quite put your finger on it, the friendly professionals from Coastal Auto Parts can help point you in the right direction. With Maine's largest network of parts, you can trust your vehicle will have what it needs to get you to the moments that matter most. Because Napa knows the keys to a winning team. With 30 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts helps keep our communities running with quality parts and helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Hank's Husqvarna is your trusted full-line Husqvarna dealer, offering you everything you need for your outdoor projects. From high-performance lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers to chainsaws, trimmers, battery-powered and powerful snowblowers, we have just what you need. Every piece of equipment is fully set up, serviced, and ready for use by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or new equipment sales, make your way to Hank's Husqvarna in Carmel or Newport.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Governor Janet Mills joined residents, housing advocates, and state and local leaders to celebrate the preservation and rehabilitation of 24 affordable housing units in Orono through the state's Affordable Housing Tax Credit program. This as advocates are pushing for lawmakers to approve an extension of that program. Our Grace Blanchard shares more.
As decades-old federal rural housing loans are paid off, state officials warn that Maine is at risk of losing hundreds of affordable housing units to privatization.
And the possibility of unaffordable rent increases was very frightening to all of us.
That was almost the case for a 24-unit affordable housing complex in Orono after the longtime owner decided to sell in 2023, leaving residents on edge about its uncertain future.
The waiting list to get into affordable housing programs in other parts of, either Penobscot County or Maine, there's a waiting list that's pretty long. So I think we were kind of, all very nervous about, where are we all going to go.
To residents' relief, the Housing Authority of the City of Old Town assumed ownership of Mainview Apartments in late 2024.
He could have sold it to anybody, and the rents could have gone up tremendously, but we were able to preserve the housing, preserve it, and do a lot of improvements, and the residents only pay 30% of their income.
They were then able to make safety and accessibility improvements to the facility through the state's Affordable Housing Tax Credit Program, which the governor signed into law in 2020.
It would have been tragic for them to have lost this housing, lost their homes to development.
The governor has proposed a $70 million investment in housing to address affordability and increase supply. Legislation to extend the affordable housing tax credit is also pending, as housing advocates emphasize that preserving existing affordable housing is as important as building new homes.
There is a real threat to sort of displacement of people if we don't successfully bring together the resources and find the partners who are willing to do this work with us.
In Orono, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time now is 8:20. Let's get a full look at our forecast. Meteorologist Devin Biggs is in with the latest.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. Here's that winter weather advisory that's up until Wednesday at 4 a.m. for around 3 to 5 inches of snow that will be possible in these areas, while a small craft advisory is up until 1 a.m. Wednesday along the coast there. As I pull the map further down toward the south and west, that looks to be the case pretty much everywhere. As I continue to move the map, though, that looks to be the common idea at this moment in time. But meanwhile, as we check out the wave heights, 3-foot wave heights being observed at this point, otherwise looking pretty calm, a 6-foot wave heights further out towards sea. But meanwhile, on land, pretty clear out there at this point. We'll have sunshine to start things off, but increasing clouds will be expected throughout the day. So we are going to be watching for this system right there. There it is. That's going to be moving off towards the north and east, and all snow event for us, as we'll be watching for some measurable snowfall on the way. So increasing clouds today. The snow moves in by around 7, 8, 9 o'clock later on tonight, and it does get out of here as we head towards tomorrow morning by around 3 to 4 o'clock, and then we'll be under a partly cloudy sky for the rest of Wednesday. By Wednesday night, we'll still have some clouds that will be hanging around, some snow to the north though possible, and then throughout Thursday, we'll be under a mostly cloudy sky. As for the snowfall, a widespread 1 to 3 inches are possible. Then farther off towards the south and west, that's at 3 to 5 inches of snowfall that cannot be ruled out. Meanwhile, here we go. 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe some areas up to 30 miles per hour. Can't be ruled out. Either of those gusts will be gradually backing off at times throughout the evening, but they're picking back up a little bit as we head towards your Wednesday, primarily further off towards the north. Before today, here we go. Increasing clouds and breezy with highs in the upper 30s, and that south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. All right, tonight, snow likely overall 1 to 3 inches with lows in the low 20s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And then for tomorrow, we have upper 40s, partly cloudy, and that west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. All righty, let's check out your extended forecast, showing a mostly cloudy sky for your Thursday with highs in the mid-30s. So here we go there. Lower 30s for your Friday under a mostly cloudy sky. Wintry mix of rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow Saturday. Highs in the upper 40s.
I slipped and fell on some ice in a parking lot.
Slip and fall? Make the call to Maine's most recognized personal injury law firm, the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
I'd recommend their services to anyone. Call Joe. It's that easy.
It's mowing season. And Bad Boy Mowers has the best lineup in the game. Built to win with more power, advanced engineering, and performance that never quits. Whether you're playing on this field or this field. So this mowing season, raise your game and join the team. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
Tonight, Fox's critically acclaimed hit Doc is all new.
I need to be the doctor that I was.
Doc, all new, tonight on Fox.
Only one show has this much star power.
We're gonna start off with the bang!
The Masked Singer, all new Wednesdays on Fox. 6th ranked UConn.
Throwing it down with one hand!
Takes on Marquette. Oh, Saturday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox College Hoops.
After he was injured, Bruce knew he needed a serious law firm.
Everyone that I talked to said, if you have a big case, we recommend Joe Bornstein. They said that there's no fee until you win, which they did.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Accidents happen to be their specialty.
Now to those mixed messages on the conflict in Iran, coming from President Trump and his administration, delivering confusing and shifting narratives over the objectives of the war. ABC's Allison Cossack with more.
This morning, new questions about the administration's justification for the ongoing attack on Iran.
I found their answers completely and totally insufficient. In fact, at least to me, that briefing raised many more questions than it answered.
Since the first airstrike from Israel into Iran, President Trump said the objective was to eliminate imminent threats. Now the administration is elaborating, suggesting the imminent threat was prompted by Israeli military plans.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
But Rubio saying this when ABC's Jay O'Brien followed up.
Ultimately, this operation needed to happen.
Many conservative voices pushing back on the military action. Commentator Matt Walsh on X saying, so he's flat out telling us that we're in a war with Iran because Israel forced our hand. This is basically the worst possible thing he could have said. President Trump responding to backlash among some of his MAGA supporters, telling ABC News, MAGA wants to see our country thrive and be safe. This is a detour that we have to take in order to keep our country safe and keep other countries safe. The administration has also emphasized the need to destroy what it describes as Iran's restarted nuclear capabilities after talks between the U.S. and Tehran broke down.
They were proud that they had evaded all sorts of oversight protocols to get to a place where they could deliver 11 nuclear bombs.
Overnight, we learned President Trump submitted a war powers resolution to Congress yesterday, saying U.S. strikes on Iran were undertaken to protect U.S. forces in the region, protect the U.S. homeland, advance national interests, and defend our allies. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
As voters head to the polls today for the first primaries of the 2026 midterm season, the fight for control of Congress is already heating up. High-stakes races in states like Texas and North Carolina will set the stage for what could be one of the most consequential midterm elections in years. Here's ABC's political director, Avery Harper.
As voters begin to cast ballots in midterm elections, President Trump is selling his vision of a booming economy.
This is the golden age of America.
But his bold declaration comes as he faces the lowest approval numbers of his second term. Our latest ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll finds 60% of Americans disapprove of the job he's doing.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it.
Midterm elections aren't just a measure of the president's popularity. They determine whether his agenda advances or stalls. And historically, these elections are unforgiving to the party in power. Republicans are fighting to defend narrow majorities in both the House and the Senate, control that allows them to drive the president's priorities forward. Democrats see an opening, pointing to economic frustration.
Is the president working to make life more affordable for you,
and your family, we all know the answer is no.
A Democratic House could launch investigations and block key legislation, putting the president on the defensive. From Texas to North Carolina to Arkansas, primary voters are signaling how energized each party's base may be, a critical test in a year where control of Congress could hinge on turnout. President Trump is framing these elections as a fight to keep Republican majorities, saying that Democratic control could mean obstruction and a halt to his priorities. What voters do now could determine whether he faces a friendly Congress or an adversarial one in the second half of his presidency. Avery Harper, ABC News, New York.
The Republican-led House Oversight Committee has released video of Bill and Hillary Clinton's separate closed-door depositions on the Epstein case. The Clintons are not accused of any wrongdoing, but the historic testimony did reveal new insights. ABC's Sophie Flay with more.
This morning, video of Bill and Hillary Clinton's closed-door depositions over their alleged ties to Jeffrey Epstein are now public as the House Oversight Committee releases hours of testimony. The former president denied ever seeing Epstein act inappropriately or engaging in sexual acts, telling the committee that his brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light. However, Clinton said he found Epstein to be odd.
I felt friendly toward him, but he was, as I said in my book, odd.
He said he first recalled meeting Epstein when he accepted Epstein's offer to use his private plane for humanitarian travel tied to the Clinton Foundation's work. Lawmakers pressed Clinton about these photographs released by the Justice Department during one of his trips with Epstein, showing Clinton in a pool with Maxwell and another woman. Clinton said he did not know who the woman was.
Did you engage in any sexual activity with this person?
During her deposition, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was asked about speculation that Jeffrey Epstein had ties to foreign intelligence agencies.
I do think that is a fruitful area for the committee to investigate.
Clinton insisted she never met Epstein and considered Maxwell an acquaintance.
You have compelled me to testify, fully aware that I have no knowledge that would assist your investigation in order to distract from President Trump's actions and to cover them up despite legitimate calls for answers.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Coming up on the second half of the newscast, we'll hear from Healthy Peninsula about an upcoming show that they're putting on. Don't go away.
America's strength is human, but AI is being designed to replace us, threatening our jobs, our families, and our way of life. Tell your elected officials to support common sense regulation. Make sure AI works for us, not instead of us.
Craving something delicious? Welcome to High Street Market, located at 167 Enfield Road in Lincoln. Breakfast options? Grab a cup of coffee and try one of our sandwiches or burritos. When breakfast is over, we're just getting started. Pizza, subs, burgers, and pastries. Come get lost in Danny's Beer Cave. Order online and save 10% off your first order. High Street Market, where your taste buds go to party.
AI is being designed to replace American workers. But in America, work is more than just a paycheck. It's pride and purpose. And when real jobs vanish, families and communities get left behind. We should have a say. Protect what's human.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Bingo is an old-fashioned game that's still a modern-day attraction to competitors of all ages. Our Jody Hersey takes us to Bingo Night in Carmel, where the winning numbers are always changing.
22. What started out as a carnival game here in America is now a weekly pastime in many Maine communities.
Oh, I love bingo.
Sandra Storman is just one of the players that attend Bingo Night at the Carmel Snowmobile Club each week.
Yeah, you have to get here early and get your seat you want.
Carmel Snowmobile Club President Tricia Babcock says the game always draws a crowd.
It's a glue to our community. Like, a lot of people really enjoy it. It's kind of the older crowd, but the younger crowd's actually getting drawn into it.
The traditional game of bingo, where players aim to get 5 numbers in a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal line, is still a favorite that's played before each novelty game, where the players use their daubers to create winning shapes or patterns. Research shows playing bingo improves people's memory, cognitive function, and hand-eye coordination.
35, 17.
Dean Washburn has been calling the numbers for as long as he can remember.
Then it was 75 when we got the building out and what have you. Bingo's been going in it ever since the building was put up because it basically pays a lot of the bills.
Many of the participants say they have a lucky seat, a good luck charm, or a favorite colored dauber that gives them a winning edge. But for Mark Willie, the game of bingo is just all about the numbers.
There's no really rhyme or reason. You just got to have the numbers when they're called.
In Carmel, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Now let's turn things right back over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. On this Tuesday, we have some advisories posted to the south and west. Winter weather advisories up until Wednesday morning at around 4 a.m. for measurable snowfall of around 3 to 5 inches possible in these areas. Meanwhile, small craft advisory up until 1 a.m. Wednesday in these areas. Meanwhile, here's what we got right now. Not a whole lot going on. We will be watching for increasing clouds coming up later on today as our next system begins to move in. As we do zoom things out, that's the system right there that we are keeping an eye on. It will be an all snow event for us as we watch for some accumulating snow that will be moving in for us. So Futurecast moving forward, here's what we are looking at: increasing clouds. There's that opportunity for snow that will move in later on tonight, but it gets out of here quickly. We're looking very nice for tomorrow, though, with a lot of sunshine and some clouds mixed in. Some gusty winds today reaching up to around 25 miles per hour at times, and some of that wind will continue for a while later on tonight before it begins to back off, and some wind again as we head towards tomorrow, primarily farther off towards the north. Hourly forecast moving forward, clouds moving in with temperatures overall in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Janessa?
Thank you, Devin. Now to parents on alert for another risky trend on social media. ABC's Sophie Flay also has that report.
This morning, a new warning about another dangerous challenge going viral on social media. This time, the so-called fire-breathing challenge.
We are not meant to breathe fire as human beings.
Authorities in western Pennsylvania say a teenager is lucky to be alive after trying to breathe fire with isopropyl alcohol. The teen is now in the hospital, intubated with serious burns.
Luckily, in this particular case, it did not burn the building down, but somebody really got hurt and, is going to have life-altering injuries from this incident.
Parents are being urged to pay close attention to what their children have access to when it comes to household products.
If they're doing their hair with chemicals, if they're taking isopropyl alcohol in the room or any type of fingernail polish remover, monitor your lighters and your matches. And educate your children.
In recent weeks, we've seen multiple cases of children injured after allegedly being inspired by trends or stunts online. In New York City, a 16-year-old had to be rescued after climbing this bridge and falling 70 feet down a narrow shaft, suffering severe injuries. In Illinois, a 9-year-old suffered third-degree burns when this toy he put in the microwave burst. A 7-year-old, apparently trying to copy the same challenge, ended up in a coma. The toy company says it worked with social media companies to remove videos showing misuse of the product. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Now for the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Melissa Dawn.
Stylist Law Roach says Zendaya and Tom Holland have tied the knot. Roach told Access Hollywood at this weekend's Actor Awards, the wedding has already happened. You missed it. The Spider-Man co-stars got engaged last year.
You befriend him so you could gain his trust and then get the girl.
HBO's new Sunday night dramedy is called DTF St. Louis and follows a love triangle that turns deadly. Star David Harbour spoke with ABC Audio about what it was like working with Jason Bateman and Linda Cardellini.
I mean, these are two actors that I've admired for years and years, and I got to do some of the best scenes of my whole career, some of the most intimate work I think I've ever done with these people.
We got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it? with a giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
And good news for fans of going fast. The next installment in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise has started filming, according to a post from director Jeff Fowler. And happy birthday, Jessica Biel. The Seventh Heaven actress is 44. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Still to come here this morning, Jack Webb with sports, and we'll hear from Healthy Peninsula. Don't go away.
Purple Coat Bangor is open and ready for business. Jump into the best products, pricing, and customer service in town. Join a growing community with monthly events, art and music nights, daily specials, and plenty of good vibes. Located at 431 Audlin Road, right off of 395. Stop by and check us out today.
Want to save $1,000? Switch to Spectrum and we guarantee you will. Seriously, you can hold us to it. Switch to Spectrum fiber-powered internet and 2 mobile lines for just $30 a month each. That's $1,000 in real savings in your first year, guaranteed. Or we'll cover the difference. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. So call this number now, switch, and save $1,000 on internet and mobile. It's a guaranteed no-brainer.
A sharp pain in his chest. He knew it was his heart, but 2 hours from the big city hospital could tragically mean the end. But it wasn't. Thanks to Senator Susan Collins' tireless fight for Maine's rural hospitals. Because of Senator Collins' work, his local hospital had recently received up-to-date diagnostic equipment and upgraded facilities, all paid for with new federal funding. Lives are being saved. Call and thank our Senator Susan Collins for delivering this lifeline for Maine.
Dorsey Furniture has just purchased the entire Bedding Industries of America 2025 showroom. That's one of America's oldest and largest premium mattress manufacturers. They manufacture famous Eastman House and Eclipse mattresses, as well as over 20 other trusted brands. From that buyout, we've received 40 mattresses, mostly queen size, and right now everyone is 50% off. Limited quantity, no reorders. When they're gone, they're gone. Dorsey Furniture, family owned, Maine trusted.
Sleep well, my friends. Purple Coat Bangor is open and ready for business. Jump into the best products, pricing, and customer service in town. Join a growing community with monthly events, art and music nights, daily specials, and plenty of good vibes. Located at 431 Audlin Road, right off of 395. Stop by and check us out today.
Your goal is to put items in the correct order before, in between, definitely after.
This is The Perfect Line. Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back in, folks. On Saturday, Nets were cut down and state champions of the Maine High School basketball tournament were crowned after 3 weeks of action, which included the Penobscot Valley Howlers. The Howlers won their second straight title as they beat Mount Abram and Augusta on Saturday. Last year, they ran the table in Class C, but this year they conquered Class D. PVHS came into the tournament as the 4 seed. They dropped 3 games to Bangor Christian and 2 to Class C champion Mattanock Academy in the regular season, but the Howlers bought into the underdog mentality and came out on top.
It's a lot different feeling because we knew that a lot less people believed in us this year, and honestly a lot of people probably wanted us to lose after last year, so.
It feels really great. We knew coming into the season that it would be hard, losing some really good starters and players, but this team we have so much fun together.
For the Howlers, that underdog mentality was forged after their loss to Mattanock, and before the tournament started, there was a week-long gap filled with just practice. Head coach Nate Case says he challenged his team to give their coaches their best and hardest week of practice they've had all year long, and Case says that is what made the difference in the state final on Saturday.
When opportunity arises or comes, it's too late to prepare then. So we knew after we lost to MA, we have to start preparing for this moment then. So we were prepared to play 32 minutes, and our coaching staff pregame said, girls, this is the first time all year that we knew that no matter the opponent, we're ready for 32, right? And so and trusting that defense each time, we knew we were ready for 32 minutes of our brand of basketball, playing defense every time, sprinting back, and it came from that preparation.
Favorites 1 year, underdogs the Nets. Congrats to those senior state championships both times. Staying with basketball, the Maine Black Bears swept the America East Rookie of the Week honors this week. Ace Flagg won his second Rookie of the Week honor for his dominant weekend on the men's side. He shined against Albany on Thursday, pouring in 22 points on 8 for 9 shooting while adding 12 on Saturday. On the women's side, Lala Woods earned the weekly honor by averaging 14 points and over 3 assists per game as she helped the Black Bears lock up the 2 seed in the conference tournament with 2 big wins to close out their regular season. We'll let the madness begin. The March Madness, that is. Several area college basketball teams learning their tournament fate on Monday, including Farmington, St. Joe's, Bates, Bowdoin, and the Huskies. The USN women's team is going dancing, fresh off winning the Little East title over Rhode Island College. The Huskies will head to Brunswick Friday night to face Johnson and Wales in round 1. It was USM's first conference title since 2013, and now the Huskies are poised to continue what has really been a magical season with local standouts J.C. Christopher, Lucy Wiles, and Brianna Townsend on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, we're super excited. Obviously, when you get to just keep playing, when you get to the end of the season, especially as a senior, you start to see your days kind of, you know, you want to hold on a little bit more.
This is an unreal experience. Honestly, throughout the game yesterday, I was getting emotional. I was like one of the only ones that after the game I bursted out in tears just because it means everything to me.
Completely shifting gears here now and going to the pavement, there was NASCAR history made on Sunday. Tyler Reddick, driver of Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin's number 45 car, won his 3rd straight race on Sunday down at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. Reddick had won the Daytona 500 and the Texas Grand Prix as well. Simply put, there have been 3 races to start the season, and Reddick has won all of them. That's never been done in NASCAR's 77-year history. Now, it's only fitting that if there were to be a three-peat in racing, it would be tied to Michael Jordan, right? Well, here's the co-owner and one of the greatest competitors of all time, Michael Jordan, after the win.
Well, I'm proud of the team that we put together. I mean, Denny, I'm pretty sure it's the same way. He feels the same way as I do. And I think a lot of credit goes to him because I think he's the mastermind behind finding Tyler and putting together, you know, Billy Scott and all that. Look, I just put up the money. I'm just a competitor. But I think Denny's done an unbelievable job in terms of helping build this team. And I think the team has done a good job in just taking our leadership and going out and winning. That's what it's about, winning.
Guy's just a winner. What can you say? That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Bring your new kitchen to life with help from the Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring Division by Hammond Lumber Company. Bring in your ideas or get inspired by Hammond's extensive showroom displays. Your Hammond sales rep will help you create a materials list and cost estimate, and Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Your new kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
At the County Federal Credit Union, we value the trust our members place in us to act in their best interest. Whether it's providing low rates on consumer loans or raising money to end hunger, we work hard to serve our members and the communities in which they live. We are excited to bring the meaningful and impactful work we do to all Mainers as we continue to grow. Wherever you are in life's journey, count on the county to be your financial partner.
You know Matt pretty well. Did he give you any advice?
He said that I should use 26 words or more.
When every word counts.
Trash panda.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
You had me a trash panda. That was gangster. It pays to choose wisely.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You just won it. 25 words or less every weekday.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we are joined by Ann Schroth. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. She is with Healthy Peninsula. You're the executive director.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming on and joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Before we get into the event that's up and coming very quick, this coming weekend actually, what is Healthy Peninsula and what do you guys do?
So Healthy Peninsula is a small community health organization. We serve the Blue Hill Peninsula, the 9 towns of the peninsula plus Darrell Stonington. And we work with the community on 3 different initiative areas: healthy aging, healthy eating, and healthy families. And we have a lot of different programs that help the community stay healthy and safe, like the Magic Food Bus,
yes,
free farm stand that happens in the summer season. We have a welcome baby bag that gives a really nice baby bag with lots of resources and homemade items to families. And we have a program in our healthy aging area called Bridging Neighbors, where volunteers work with older adults to connect them to resources they need and also provide a friendly visitor. So we have programs like that.
That's wonderful. You guys are looking out for your community and, you know, making sure food security is there for those folks. So
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So the event that's up and coming this week is the Legend of the Banana Kid Show.
Yes.
And this is puppets, okay? This is really fun. Can you tell me about this event?
Absolutely. So last year we tried it for the first time. We heard from the community that families would like a fun event at the end of the winter, long winter. So last year we did the puppet show about pirates. This year it's about the Legend of Banana Kid. It's the Frogtown Mountain Puppeteers. They're a local puppeteer troupe from Bar Harbor.
Okay.
They're 3 siblings. And they do all the writing and they design the puppets, and they're, like, as you can see, big Muppet-like puppets.
So
and
cool.
After the show, they come out and people can look at them and get a close look and see how they work. And so it's a chance to come out and have a good time, raise some funds for Healthy Peninsula, learn more about our programming.
Absolutely. And you did say there are tickets that you have to buy to come to this event. And the proceeds from those tickets are going right back to your initiatives and programs.
Yes.
How much are the tickets again?
The tickets are $10. We have 20% off for groups of 3 or more. And if anyone has trouble with the tickets, they can contact us at Healthy Peninsula and we can help with that.
Absolutely. And what is your, I know you said you did this last year, what is your favorite part about this and being at the show and seeing it?
Well, the best part for me last year was I went up to the show in the middle of it, and the kids were mesmerized by the puppets. They were just staring, and then at the end, when they came down off the stage with the puppets on their arms, the kids were just awestruck that they could see them and touch them and really get an experience of that.
Yeah, that's so fun. It's all about the kids and all about the families for sure. And when is this happening? So correct me if I'm wrong, Saturday?
It's Saturday.
Okay.
There are 2 shows, one at 10:30 and one at 1. People can buy tickets there, or they can buy tickets ahead of time on our website. And the show lasts about an hour, and then there are refreshments and stuff after.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And for Facebook, social media, or website, can you list those just in case people want to get more information?
Absolutely. Our website is healthypeninsula.org. We're on Facebook and Instagram, Healthy Peninsula, or they could just call us at 374-3257.
Wonderful. Well, Ann, thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
for
in, and I
having
hope
me.
you guys have a blast with the show.
I'm sure we will.
It sounds like a great time.
Thanks so much.
Of course. We'll turn things over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. Here's that winter weather advisory that's up until Wednesday at 4 a.m. for around 3 to 5 inches of snow that will be possible in these areas, while a small craft advisory is up until 1 a.m. Wednesday along the coast there. As I pull the map further down toward the south and west, that looks to be the case pretty much everywhere. As I continue to move the map, though, that looks to be the common idea at this moment in time. But meanwhile, as we check out the wave heights, 3-foot wave heights being observed at this point, otherwise looking pretty calm, a 6-foot wave heights further out towards sea. But meanwhile, on land, pretty clear out there at this point. We'll have sunshine to start things off, but increasing clouds will be expected throughout the day. So we are going to be watching for this system right there. There it is. That's going to be moving off towards the north and east, and all snow snow event for us, as we'll be watching for some measurable snowfall on the way. So increasing clouds today. The snow moves in by around 7, 8, 9 o'clock later on tonight, and it does get out of here as we head towards tomorrow morning by around 3 to 4 o'clock, and then we'll be under a partly cloudy sky for the rest of Wednesday. By Wednesday night, we'll still have some clouds that will be hanging around. Some snow to the north, though, possible. And then throughout Thursday, we'll be under a mostly cloudy sky. As for the snowfall, a widespread 1 to 3 inches are possible. And then farther off towards the south and west, that's at 3 to 5 inches of snowfall. That cannot be ruled out. Meanwhile, here we go. 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe some areas up to 30 miles per hour. Can't be ruled out either. Those gusts will be gradually backing off at times throughout the evening, but they're picking back up a little bit as we head towards your Wednesday, primarily further off towards the north. Before today, here we go. Increasing clouds and breezy with highs in the upper 30s, and that south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. All right, tonight, snow likely overall 1 to 3 inches with lows in the low 20s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And then for tomorrow, we have upper 40s, partly cloudy, and that west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. All righty, let's check out your extended forecast, showing a mostly cloudy sky for your Thursday with highs in the mid-30s. So here we go there. Lower 30s for your Friday under a mostly cloudy sky. Wintry mix of rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow Saturday. Highs in the upper 40s.
Rebound and recover with the Planet Fitness Black Card. Join now and unlock recovery amenities like Red Light. Incredible!
Get the PF Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get your first month free. No commitment. Deal ends March 13th.
You're never gonna believe who called the Cabin Masters.
Who called us?
Joe Bornstein talked us. They have a small project for us.
How small?
Pretty small. It is on the lake.
Got $1 million views.
Well then, let's show them we mean business.
Did you know that Joe Bornstein has helped over 25,000 Maine families?
In all 16 counties?
Yep.
They're wicked good lawyers.
Fighting and winning for injured Mainers for over 50 years.
Good job, guys.
Nice. Injured Mainers know to call Joe.
Come home to the kitchen of your dreams. At Atlantic Designs, we redefine kitchen spaces, turning your dreams into reality. Our experienced designers ensure you get a stunning new kitchen while bringing function and style to every corner. Whether you're on a tight budget or ready to splurge, we've got the perfect plan for you. Your dream kitchen is closer than you think. So contact Atlantic Designs today and start the process. Your dream kitchen awaits with the kitchen people at Atlantic Designs. It's mowing season. And Bad Boy Mowers has the best lineup in the game. Built to win with more power, advanced engineering, and performance that never quits. Whether you're playing on this field or this field. So this mowing season, raise your game and join the team. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
Rebound and recover with the Planet Fitness Black Card. Join now and unlock recovery amenities like Red Light. Incredible!
Get the PF Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get your first month free. No commitment. Deal ends March 13th.
Freezing temperatures in Minnesota don't stop a Dairy Queen from celebrating a long-running tradition. The store opens up each year on March 1st to celebrate the Dairy Queen Heritage Store. Store workers say this tradition gives hope to customers about the spring season and serves as a small distraction to daily problems. The store has been doing this for the last 77 years. They say an average of 1,200 customers stop by on opening day. The walk-ups shop closes in late October. Well, here's a sure sign that spring is coming. Several trails in Acadia National Park have been closed for peregrine falcon nesting season. Jordan Cliffs Trail, Penobscot East Trail, Precipice Trail, and Valley Cove are all closed until further notice. The annual closures are to protect the peregrine falcons from inadvertent human disturbance or harassment. Park officials say research has shown that nesting peregrine falcons are particularly vulnerable to human activities, which can disturb the adults and make them less attentive to their eggs or their chicks. They say human activities near a nesting area can lead to temporary or permanent abandonment of the nest by the adults, leaving the chicks susceptible to hypothermia, starvation, and even predators. Signs indicate where the trails are closed. Entry into the closed areas a violation of federal regulations, punishable by fine, imprisonment, or both. In 2025, 3 breeding pairs made their homes on cliffs at Acadia National Park. Well, that's all the time that we have left for this morning, but as always, we thank you for joining us. Have a great day, everyone.
Today on 25 Words or Less, he starred in Bob Hart's